Oh, shh. What's up, Redcoats? Welcome back to the Rourke Shop. I'm the worst. I haven't updated in a year. I've spent over 1,000 hours on a fake farm farming fake parsnips for my fake husband. Elliot, obviously, he gives you a library. Ugh, I'm sorry. I promise I'm actually trying to be a productive member of society now. So without further ado, update time. Firstly, I just want to give you guys a little update about my life over the past year. I got married on April 1st this year. We ran away to Colorado and eloped. We didn't tell anyone we were going. We just picked up our dogs for the weekend and we went and we had a great time. But upon arriving home, that night my cat Aiden died. I don't want to talk about it too much because I can't think about it for long without bursting into tears, but suffice it to say that our first tribulation as a married couple was a doozy. While dealing with the devastating depression from that, my job has also deteriorated to the point of being unbearable. I also had to plan and pay for the big reception party we had out here so everybody could come celebrate with us. I also had to plan our big family trip / honeymoon that we took to Europe. We went through France and Italy and it was such an amazing experience. We had an absolute blast. And I don't want to dwell on it too much, but I will say this much. If you are ever in Florence, Italy, and you have an opportunity to go see the statue of David, do not do yourself the disservice of saying, oh, you know, I've seen it in pictures and movies my whole life. I studied it in high school. I know what it looks like and there's too big a crowd and I don't want to go. I almost made this mistake. I can't even begin to describe to you the effect seeing him in person had on me. He's incredible. He's perfect, and all the jokes about the most famous wiener in the world fall so flat when you're actually looking at him. And a large part of me trying to make this comeback and taking these steps is due to the way seeing this masterpiece changed me. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster. There's been ups and downs, there's been a lot of drama, there's been a lot of amazing things, there's been a lot of devastating things, there's been a lot of money troubles, and Lord knows politics isn't helping. So to keep myself sane, I've been playing a lot of Overwatch and Stardew Valley and Red Dead Redemption and reading books and trying to write and have a life and pay bills. Alright, on to the present. My friend James and I stream stupid games on Twitch every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Link in the description. I'm actually on there pretty consistently just by myself farming and hanging out with people. I'm also currently trying to edit our streams into videos so that I can upload them to the YouTube channel. Also, thanks to a friend of mine, I've got my website back up and running so I can start posting blogs and updates again. So if you want news, that's the place to go. I also have a video I want to make that's kind of been a brainchild I've had for a long time that I've been working on. The amount of time and resources it's going to take to do it is pretty intimidating, but I'm determined to do it, even if it's an hour long and nobody watches it. Also, I adopted a kitten last week and her name is Calliope and she's adorable. Lastly, but not leastly, the writing news. Raise your hand if you remember that book I was working on called Lily. Well, I've completely scrapped it. I want to say that it wasn't working, but that's not exactly true. It was more that I had gotten sick of it and just the motivation to continue past a certain point had just died. You've all heard me say this before, but the thing about writing an original novel after writing so much fan fiction is the deafening lack of feedback. I mean, you post a chapter of fan fiction and boom, instant feedback. People are giving you long, detailed, thoughtful feedback on your work in real time and keeping you motivated to keep going. With an original novel, your only source of feedback while you're writing it is yourself. As anyone who's ever created anything knows, you are always your harshest critic. So in the literal years I've been trying to write a book, the only feedback I've had has been the ugly voice inside my head telling me how awful it is and how these characters have no chemistry and how who would care about this and why would anyone read it and you're so bad, oh god. So for all my harshest critics out there, I agree with you. So what ended up happening was I was just rewriting the same parts over and over again until I hated them and I just scrapped it. So now I've been working on an entirely new story that's going a little better for a couple of reasons. First, I've resolved myself not to rewrite anything until I finish the first draft. Secondly, I've had two cheerleaders who I've been sending the chapters to directly after writing them, and they proceed to lavish me with probably undeserved praise just to counteract the awful voices in my stupid head. So here, my dearest Redcoats, is the plan. So for anyone interested, I'm going to start posting the scenes on Patreon. Lowest subscription price, $1 a month, and I'm going to post a scene every other week. I say scene because after every perspective switch I break, and probably several of the scenes will be made up into chapters when the book is finished. So sometimes my post for that week will be as long as a few pages, or it could be as short as just a couple of paragraphs. Yay, question hat, it's my Newsies hat. I look like a train conductor. Why should we pay, monthly no less, to read rough, incomplete, not quite chapters of a book that we don't even know we're gonna like? Oh, that's easy. You shouldn't, and it probably won't be worth it. Oh, the humanity. The only reasons I have the audacity to make this move is because I don't want to give the work away for free. Because you see, my dear redcoats, that writers are a confused lot who are simultaneously convinced that all their work is hot garbage, but are also paradoxically worried about people stealing it. You post work on Patreon, it's automatically copywritten to you, so you don't have to worry about it. Plus, I think putting it behind a paywall, even as low as $1 a month, is going to keep all but the people who are genuinely interested from signing up. I hope by doing things this way that the only people who sign up are going to be people who genuinely enjoyed my writing in the past and want to continually give me feedback and support. I don't think that trolls are going to pay $1 a month just to come in and be mean to me. I hope. Usually people who post on Patreon have several options for how much they want to give. What incentives are you offering for that? Honestly, the idea that anyone wants to sign up for the $1 version is bananas to me, so I don't know what kind of crazy you would need to be to sign up for more than that, without being my mom. The only thing I could think of was that for $5 a month, you would get a digital copy of the book when it's finished, and the last week of each month I would invite you into a Discord server to talk about that month's chapters in real time with me and help shape the novel. So that's all I got. I can't imagine anything else you guys would even value from me, so if you have any suggestions, I'm all ears. So that's the current plan. My Patreon is already up, but I'm not going to be posting any chapters until January, so if you do sign up, I'll refund whatever you pledge until January 1st. And who knows, if it gets enough support and I can quit my job, maybe I'll start that podcast I always wanted to do. Of course, my blog, the Twitch, the YouTube channel, that's all going to remain free. The only reason the chapters are going behind a paywall is because I want to make a living with it someday. I want it to be easily copyrighted, and I want to keep the trolls out. So that's the update. I hope you liked it. I'm excited to hear your guys' thoughts on it. It's really good to be talking to you guys again. Got a lot of projects coming up, but I'm really excited to make it all work and get to interact with you guys on a regular basis again, even if it's just through my blogs or weird little updates on Twitter or whatever. So that's it for me. I missed you. I love your face. I'm out. Say hi. Say hi to all the people in the camera.